When you're done with that last step of setting everything up in this prepare section, you're going to hit the prepare button. When you hit the prepare button, it will take all of the iPads, and up here you will actually see the number of iPads that have not been prepared before. These are only going to be the brand new ones. If you took one iPad and set it up as your demo, your master copy, that iPad will not show up in prepare because you've already gone through the steps of preparing that for the first time. This will be only for the iPads that are in your cart that you've never prepared before. So you'll see that number right up here. It'll be usually in 24 if we did a 25 iPad card. There'll usually be 24 of them because there's that one that you already set up as a master copy. You'll click prepare. It will go through the process of setting up all those iPads for you. When you are done, you will not need this prepare section again. The only other thing that I want to let you know before you go through the process of preparing it, when you click on the profile, one of the things you want to do is click on apps. In order to add apps to your device, you need to pull them in from iTunes. I showed you in an earlier video how to make sure all of them were in your iTunes library. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click on the plus sign here. And when you click on that plus sign, inside your folders, and usually there's going to be one that's marked iTunes Media. If you go to your users section, the name of the teacher that you log in as whenever you go into the computer. Click on Music, then click on iTunes. After you click on iTunes, you're going to want to go to iTunes Media and then Mobile Applications. And in there, you'll see all of these ones marked .ipa. Those are the apps. Every one of them, the apps that you've purchased. There's one thing you're going to want to know. There's two kinds of apps. There's free apps, which you can send to as many iPads as you want. There's also paid apps, which I will go over in a different video. When you have paid apps, you have to go through our volume purchasing, our VPP. And the reason why you want to do that is because we get a lot of those apps at half price. And you'll buy a bulk amount of the apps, however many iPads that you have. They are going to give you a number in a spreadsheet, which I'll show you in a different video, and you'll be able to load those up to organize them. Otherwise, any other apps, I'm just using Angry Birds as an example because I used it in an earlier video. I'm going to click select. Now, it's going to ask me for my password for my iTunes account because it wants to make sure that I am the person who in fact purchased this app. And when I click OK, that app will now be one of my choices. It's unchecked because I have never sent that to an iPad. So when I want to send that to the iPad, I'm going to click check. And I'm going to check any of these that I want to go to the iPad. The great part of that is a lot of times we may originally purchase an app and decide, wow, this would be great for my classroom. Then we find out that, I really want that off the device. You can uncheck it and leave it in here as an option to install later. Or if you want to, by hitting the minus sign, you can completely remove it from this selection. Delete the app, and it's no longer there as an option. That type of functionality is really, really great because you can choose on a classroom by classroom basis. Maybe your grade level team has purchased apps and one classroom really wants an app, but the other classroom doesn't. It might be some fun apps that were purchased for indoor recess or something like that, as opposed to the educational apps that we're using on a daily basis. Usually with educational apps, we're all going to be using very similar ones because we've met as a team and had discussions over the validity of using the app for instructional purposes. But if you've got one on there that you just purchased for fun, that might not be something that everybody wants on their iPads. The ability to check and uncheck them in the same configuration is great because as a team you can set up one master iPad, but each teacher can make a choice to check or uncheck the apps that they want in that same profile, which is really fantastic. It's a nice touch to be able to do that. When you've selected all of the apps that you've wanted, and you go back to settings, you will have everything set up here the way that you want. You'll click prepare. That will set up all of your iPads the way that you want them. From here on out, you'll go to the supervise mode. The supervise mode, the only thing that's different here is these are iPads that have been set up already. They're iPads that you've been using for last year. You might want to make some changes to the profile. You might want to add or remove apps. I'm going to go over in the next video how to add and remove apps to the device after you've already set it up.